This message is from Steve320732. He says, I'm currently going to school for massage therapy, and I was just wondering if the NCETMB examination is actually as hard as people make it sound. I'm scared to even think about it right now, but I will be graduating from Heritage in about 3 months. What should I do? Well, to starters, hopefully your school has some kind of literature, test questions. There's tons of books out there, so there's a lot of test question answers. You can quiz yourself constantly. So right off the top of my head, I've known of at least 8 different books that are related to that. So those definitely help. So again, it's a lot with repetition over and over again. So the more questions you see, the more likely you're going to answer those kind of things. I know the national boards are kind of heavy on anatomy and physiology, and also kinesiology stuff. So I call it multiple guess. So it's usually A, B, C, D kind of questions. So make sure. Usually, anytime you're taking tests too, usually there's 2 of them that are really wrong answers, and the other 2 are really similar. So just make sure you pick those 2 out. And again, the nice thing with the national boards too is you can flag a question. Well, back when I took it, I'm pretty sure it's the same way, but you can flag a question and come back to it anytime you want. But I think don't quote me on this, I think it's like 2.5 hours, because it's been quite a few years since I've taken the national boards. But the students, all my students have taken it, the ones that I have taken it, have passed it, and they haven't had any real problems at all. But again, that's why just make sure you go over. The main thing is kinesiology. That's where people have a really hard time at, and also anatomy and physiology too. So make sure you go over those things. Also, you want to check into. There's another um, national board. It's called Federation of State Massage Therapy Boards. So it's another option you can take, but it all depends on if your state allows it or not. So just make sure you check with that. I think there's like 10 different states that require that. You can have that or the national boards. So, and that's just a different option. What people have said is that's a little bit easier test, and a little bit more geared towards massage. But if you decide to take the national boards, make sure you take the easier test if possible. Make sure you don't take the body work one. So that has a lot of Asian medicine, energy work, all those different kind of things. So if you're not familiar with it, might as well not stress yourself out about it then. And also on my website, I have over probably close to 3,000 test questions at least now. So you can it's kind of set up kind of the way the national boards is, but I got sectioned out like say anatomy and physiology stuff, or let's say things on the skin, things on massage, but I kind of got it broken down. But I'll put the link in the sidebar and over there, and then I'll also put for the national boards, and also for the Federation State Massage Therapy Board too. So all those, so you can check them out if you're interested in. But again, everything is just repetition over and over and over again. So the more information you can get your hands on, the better. So I know some of my students in the past have had like study groups, so they just quiz people back and forth if you really want to take it. But in Minnesota, where I live, it's not required. So, but that's why not a lot of my students actually take it. But the students that do take it usually have no problems. So again, if anybody else has any kind of questions or comments about the national boards or even the new federal state massage therapy board too, please leave your comments below. Greatly help everybody out with this. So I know so many people get so stressed out about the whole test taking thing, but at least you have a few hours to take it, so you're not so rushed. But again, it's all on the computer. But my experience with the national boards wasn't that great, because the first time I submitted all my information, they lost it. So it took me a few months to get everything organized again, to send it off and for the totally get approved. But again, they said they actually lost my paperwork, so I had to redo everything. And I've talked to many people in the past, and they're still doing those kind of things. So just hope they get their act in order then for that. So again, there's around 40 states or so that do require the national boards, but it's a great thing to have on your resume, and some employers actually look for it too. So it helps out in that aspect. So it's not only just initials, but it can help with job advancements too then. So again, thanks for the question, and then leave comments below. The more the better. Even tricky kind of test questions that you've seen. And what I've heard is there's like 8 different kind of tests that National Board has, so you're just gonna randomly get one of those tests. And so again, good luck, and just let me know how it goes with your test. Thanks.